Hi everyone and welcome back. So I have a kind of Lush haul but not quite because they're not actually Lush products. Well, I'll get to the haul and you know what I mean. Basically, I got a load of Lush scented perfumes from an Etsy shop called The Perfume People, and I just wanted to show them all and kind of give a mini review on them because I have been using them all. I saw these first on Instagram from a user called Beth and Giggles, who I follow quite a lot. I'll link her below, but she always recommends amazing brands. And I'd seen her rave about this, and if you're a big Lushy, you know how hard it is to actually find a perfume in a scent family that you like. They never release perfumes in their standard scent line, and if they do, they're really expensive. But these were so affordable. So these big 30ml bottles were £12.50, and then they also have these smaller rollable sizes which were £4.50, and then lastly you can get this really small kind of sample size. I think this is 2.5 mils for £1.50. Especially for a perfume, they are really budget friendly. So I'll start with the 30ml ones first. The first one I got was Jungle Mania, which is of course jungle scented, and if you have seen any of my Lush videos, jungle is probably my third or fourth favourite Lush scent, definitely top 5. It just smells so good, and when I saw they had a perfume in jungle, I obviously had to get it. I have worn all of these perfumes. I will say the staying power isn't amazing. You do have to top them up several times throughout the day, whereas when you do actually buy a Lush perfume, they last all day. Some of my Lush perfumes, I can smell them on, say if I was wearing the same jumper, I can smell it the next day, they're that strong. But especially for the price, these are really good, and if they do come out with any other Lush scents that I like, I will definitely be purchasing from them again. And another thing worth noting is they smell exactly like the Lush scents they're supposed to be duping, whereas a lot of kind of Lush dupes don't actually smell like the scent. If you're a bit hesitant whether they're going to actually smell like the Lush perfume, they do. The next one I'm actually wearing today is Sexy Bombshell, and this is Sex Bomb, and this again is one of my top 5. I always do this whenever I list my favourite Lush scent. I'm like, oh, it's my third, and then I list another one and I'm like, oh no, this is my third. This is one of my favourite Lush scents of all time. Sex Bomb. The Sex Bomb Bath Bomb is one of my favourite Lush products ever. I'll be really sad if they discontinue that. And this smells absolutely amazing as well. I've been wearing this for about 3 hours now and it is starting to fade, so I will need to top that up. Like I said, they're so cheap that it doesn't really matter. And that is one thing I do find with the Lush perfumes, is sometimes they're too strong that it can give you a bit of a headache, so it is nice to have something a bit more subdued. And then this one I haven't actually worn yet, but I've smelt it and it smells like the scent. This is Yummy, which is Yummy Mummy scented. I know that perfumes for this go on eBay for about £100. I think it's the Peeping Santa perfume that's in this same scent family that Lush came out with a few years ago. I've always seen that on eBay for ridiculous amounts of money. So if you do want a Yummy Mummy perfume, this is £12.50. And they do have loads of other Lush scents that I've obviously not shown here because they're not Lush scents I particularly like. One thing that I also did want to mention is I haven't got 2 of my other favourite Lush scents, which is Honey I Wash the Kids and the Olive Branch. They do those, but I've already got those from the Lush Kitchen when they came out with those in, I think it was October time. So I haven't purchased those 2, and I do think the Lush counterparts are a lot stronger. So if Lush did ever come out with perfumes in these scents, I would probably buy them as well, especially if they did one of these. This was the highlight of the order. So this is Rock and Roll Stars, which is a dupe of Lush's Rockstar or Creamy Candy, which if you watch any of my Lush videos, it's my favourite Lush scent of all time, or just one of my favourite scents in general in life. So I got one of the rollables. I ended up actually getting 2 of these. I've got another one in my handbag, just because on the website it had the scent listed twice, but it was slightly different. One was, I think, just Rock and Roll, and then the other one was Rock and Roll Stars. But when they actually turned up, they both say the same thing. Initially I thought they might be slightly different, because if you do have the Rockstar soap and the Creamy Candy Bubble Bar side by side, they do smell slightly different. I actually prefer the format in the Creamy Candy Bubble Bar. That's my favourite Lush product of all time, so I thought they might be slightly different. I did want to order one of the bigger bottles in the wrong format. That was why I thought there was 2 different versions of this, but I think it was just kind of like a typo on the website. But I'm kind of glad that I got the rollerballs instead, because I took this on holiday and I wore it every day, and it's so easy to travel with. And I actually find that the rollerball is easier to apply than this. And I actually just genuinely find, especially when you're out and about, I find the rollerballs a lot easier to use. And I've used the one that's in my handbag so much and it barely looks like I've used any, so these are going to last a long time. So I've been shopping at Lush probably since about 2005, 2006, maybe 2007, but at least 10 years. And I've wanted a creamy candy perfume the whole time I've been shopping at Lush, and they've never come out with one. I've seen them on eBay every now and again, but they go for stupid money, so I've never bought one. So now that I can finally get a creamy candy perfume, it's like the best thing ever. Like I said, if Lush do eventually come out with perfume in creamy candy, I will buy loads of it, but for now this is perfect. And like I said, they have so many other Lush scents, so if you do, so it's definitely worth looking on the website to see if they have a scent family that you love. The next one is called part of the Quirky line. I don't know what that is, and it's 19 Low Street Lane, and this was £1.50, and it's basically one of their sample sizes. They also sell all of their scents in this sample size, which is good if you want to get a bunch to try out. And I didn't know whether this was 29.5 High Street, because a lot of their scent names, it's quite hard to tell what Lush Dupe it is, because obviously they can't put that it's a Lush Dupe on the website for legal reasons, or they can't just call it like creamy candy perfume. And if you are a bit of a Lushy, you'll probably know that the 29.5 Street shopping pool is the first Lush shop, and they also sell an exclusive perfume in that shop that you can only get in that shop and not even online, which is the 29 High Street Lush scent family, which basically smells like you've walked into a Lush shop. It's one of my favourite scent families from Lush, but it's basically impossible to get that perfume unless you actually visit the pool shop, and I live, if I was to even get the train, it would probably take about 3 hours just to get there. So I've never been to the shop, and I'm probably not going to be there anytime soon. So when I saw they had a perfume online, I knew I had to get it, but I got a sample because I wasn't sure if it was actually the 29 High Street scent, and it is. So if you have been wanting to try this perfume from Lush for a while, it's like really rare perfume that's impossible to find, definitely get this. When I use this up, I am definitely going to buy the full size. One thing that's worth noting with the samples is there's no stop or anything, it's just liquid, so it's going to be quite easy to spill that, so just be a bit mindful of that. But yeah, this is the 29 High Street scent, so if you do want that perfume, if you've been wanting that for a while, definitely worth making an order. And that just smells absolutely amazing. Actually going to put some of that on. So that was my very quick haul from the perfume people. Probably not going to have a haul from them in a while, just because I've bought all of the scents that I love from Lush already. Unless they come out with a scent family that I love that I haven't tried yet, but I can't actually think. I don't think there's actually any other Lush scent families that I love that I don't have the perfume of. Maybe Ghost. If they came out with a Ghost perfume, I would buy that. I've got the ginger perfume already, which is another scent family from Lush that I love. I know a lot of people hate that. That's one of my favourites. And like I said, I've got the ones from the kitchen that I love, and all of these now. I think that's all of my favourite Lush scents and perfumes now, which is something I never thought would happen. But yeah, cannot recommend this company enough. So happy to be able to finally get Lush perfumes, especially for the low price. So absolutely amazing. Cannot recommend this company enough. So that was my very quick haul. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.